Also, Tanvi, I think the fellow students, who are listening to us would like to know, how did you decide on the university and on the course that you're enrolled in currently? So what made you decide it, and what are the factors that they should look into? Tanvi, since we are talking today, why don't you tell me something that you remember of yesteryears, starting from me? Tanvi, tell me, life must be so different for you, staying so many years here in Jakarta and then moving there all alone. Tell us more about it. Tell me, Tanvi, already starting your third year of college, how does it all feel?
Feels crazy. I can't believe. I feel like I just graduated from GIST the other day, but it all feels crazy, but I'm happy for the new chapter that I've started there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Achieve and Inspire, a podcast where we celebrate the journeys and stories of our former students who have done remarkably well in their IBDP exams and are now pursuing their dreams in top universities across the world. Welcome, Tanvi. Thank you for being with us today here. So tell me, Tanvi, already starting your third year of college, how does it all feel?
Feels crazy. I can't believe. I feel like I just graduated from GIST the other day, but it all feels crazy, but I'm happy for the new chapter that I've started there.
Tanvi, tell me, life must be so different for you, staying so many years here in Jakarta and then moving there all alone. Tell us more about it.
So life in Boston in college is definitely more fast-paced than it is in Jakarta. Like having my daily, over here, everything follows a schedule or routine and people are helping me with it. But definitely there, I have learned to become more self-reliant. I have many more responsibilities to take care of. But in a way, I think it's good because it's taught me so much more on how to be more self-resilient and given me a little bit of the scope of how adult world actually is.
I understand. Tanvi, right now, sitting here and talking with you about your achievements and seeing actually how you have grown from that 15-year-old Tanvi I knew once, of grade 9, studying still in GIS and, not sure about whether she wanted to be Alia Bhatt or whether, the one thing that she was sure about is she doesn't want to study, correct? And then fast forward to grade 11. And then suddenly I see a new Tanvi, a Tanvi who's so sure and so bent that she has to do good. She has to do good in her life and she has to make a mark. I would really like to know what was the cause of that transformation?
I definitely think a little bit, I would say, is a bit of the external pressure that you face when you get into grade 10 and that period right before grade 11 and 12 where you see everyone else, all the people that you've grown up with suddenly get so resilient and getting good grades. Grades start mattering so much. So in a way, I feel like that actually motivated me to want to actually show my best too. And more than that, I feel like having you since grade 9 and being that constant push that Tanvi, you can do better, that kind of gave me that internal motivation that if others around me who have seen me at my worst, you can say, still believe that I can do better, then why shouldn't I even try? And from there, I feel like this sense of motivation of no, I want to do my best kind of came. And then, yeah.
Wow. But I'm really, really, really happy for you, Tanvi. The way you have made your graph go exponentially increasing. Kudos to you on that. Tanvi, since we are talking today, why don't you tell me something that you remember of yesteryears, starting from me?
I think one thing I definitely remember that was different compared to all my other teachers and made me enjoy higher level chemistry a lot was definitely how you would take the complex problems that chemistry gives you and kind of put it into a real world setting. I remember we were talking about some liquid gas theory and how you related it to how a lemonade is made. So when I went to do the test, I actually could, take back this complex thing. Oh, how Miss Pratika talked about the lemonade juice. So I just really liked how you broke like complex problems into like fun, interactive, real world scenarios, because that actually stays in your mind.
Okay, let me get you some lemonade after the talk.
But
Okay, thank you
definitely.
for your kind words, Tanvi. Also, Tanvi, I think the fellow students, who are listening to us would like to know, how did you decide on the university and on the course that you're enrolled in currently? So what made you decide it, and what are the factors that they should look into?
So number one, I think the main reason first why I decided to choose a college in the US was because I personally think I have a lot of different interests, all the way from business and economics to psychology
Yes,
and
you do.
stuff. So I feel like I needed a place that would allow me to be flexible, that would allow me to like, okay, I can try this. If I don't like it, change it up. And I feel like Northeastern had this like advantage of having a combined major, where instead of pursuing, like many other universities have this thing called as dual major, where you're pursuing two different degrees but you're getting a degree for each separate degree. But Northeastern kind of takes the best of both those degrees as subjects and puts it into one for you.
So you get to choose the subjects, or the university chooses it?
So you get to choose the major. Like for example, I'm doing business economics. But if someone is doing just economics, they kind of have to do all the requirements that come within economics. But because I'm doing business and economics, they kind of have set a plan for me, which is like taking the most important things of both those subjects into one degree. So I really like that because one, it not only makes life simpler, it allows you that flexibility to try different things without having the need to do everything that is not necessarily required. And on top of that, Northeastern also is in Boston, which is a college town. So you get to meet a lot of different people. So I really enjoyed that. The only thing I would say is to keep in mind is if you're definitely applying from Indonesia, is to see where the weather is warm, because Boston gets very
cold. Okay.
But yeah.
It was really a delight, Tanvi, to have you here and have all this conversation today. Do you have any last word of advice for our listeners?
I would definitely say, as challenging as this journey is, take every moment as it comes. Don't get overwhelmed. And one big tip for that is when you get your IAs and EEs at the end of grade 11, that summer that you have before grade 12, make the most of it. Start everything on time, because once grade 12 begins, you're so busy doing college applications or like finishing up last minute supplementary essays for colleges that you forget that you have an EE, IA, TOK to write up, and you get so stressed.
The second year just flies away, right?
Crazy. So biggest tip is make the most of that summer before grade 12. It will help you so much.
Okay, thank you, Tanvi.
Thank you.
Bye everybody. Thank you for listening.